So, we have heard the news today, the pretty wild and crazy news that Activision Blizzard have been bought by Microsoft. That's right. Microsoft have bought Activision Blizzard for $70 billion, which sounds like a lot of money. It's an incomprehensible amount of money, yet it is barely a third of Microsoft. That's how much money they have. So, what does this mean for gamers? Well, this would be entirely speculation, and I'm not in the mood to speculate for the next 30 minutes. So we'll just have a little quick chat. I thought I'd bring you the news. Let me know what you think in the comments below. As always, this is kind of like a little supplement, a little thing you can listen to whilst you're at work or for 5 minutes, and we have a chat. So, what games what games are in Activision Blizzard that might entice you? Well, let's run through them. Are you ready? Blur, Caesar, Call of Duty, Candy Crush, Crash Bandicoot, Diablo, DJ Hero, Empire Earth, Gabriel Knight, Geometry Wars, Guitar Hero, Gun, Hearthstone, Heroes of the Storm, Hexen, Interstate 76, King's Quest, Laura Bone Mysteries, The Lost Vikings, Overwatch, Phantasmagoria, Pitfall, Police Quest, Prototype, Quest for Glory, Singularity, Skylanders, Soldier of Fortune, Spyro the Dragon, StarCraft, Tenchu brackets Legacy Games, Time Shift, Tony Hawk's Pro Skater, True Crime, World of Warcraft, and Zork. These are some massive, massive titles that have been purchased and that can be handed out to different games companies with different visions. They can have money put into them. They can just keep ticking along. They could go exclusive. This could change everything. And it's not often you can say that about gaming news. This is a wild, wild day. PlayStation have been kind of struggling with the fact that Xbox have got this absolutely fantastic system in Game Pass. And what Game Pass brings you is basically a ton of free games for a monthly subscription. Think of it as Netflix for games. And this has started with the launch of the new modern consoles. And if you buy one of these for your child and you get it on a contract, like with a phone, you're also going to get Game Pass included. These are going to run out in a couple of years' time. I think it's the end of this year. And come the end of this year, after their children have had a year plus of infinite free games, they haven't pestered their mom or dad to get games, and it runs out, they'll be relinking and rebuying Game Pass Ultimate. Trust me. The PC players are getting basically every single Xbox game on the PC as well. We're also getting some PlayStation games on the PC. And PlayStation are desperately clinging to this old model of sort of the Nintendo style of, if you want to play our game, you have to own our console. And it works for Nintendo because they're so brutal with it. They never give out their franchises. They are fully locked. They are fully expensive. And in fairness, they are fun, good games. PlayStation are trying to hold you to desperately cling on to this old sort of subscription style model of get the console, get our exclusive games. And their games aren't that strong apart from maybe Spider-Man. Let's think about some of the games that are available and some of the things that could happen. Now, there might be some law that kicks into place that maybe Microsoft can't have a complete monopoly and buy every single gaming studio in existence and put it on their put it on their system. That could be the case because it's well within the realms of possibility that they could just go around and buy, hey, let's buy up X studio from Sony and blah, 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 until Sony are left with maybe the only one game they can cling to, maybe a Disney game or something, right? Because they can't afford to buy out Disney, although they probably could. So let's take a look at some of the games that could potentially be going exclusive. They could, for all they care, they have so much money, they could make all these games free to play and put them on the Xbox or on the PC. Call of Duty. Right, they might put Warzone on across all of the consoles and systems, but they might just have, hey, let's have the Call of Duty multiplayer and the campaigns exclusive to Xbox. Candy Crush. All right, Candy Crush, you load up your Xbox, there's Candy Crush there. People will laugh. Candy Crush is enormous, bro. Crash Bandicoot. Massive franchise. Hey, let's reboot them. Let's do some more. Let's inject some more money. Let's lock it to Xbox. Diablo. Imagine Diablo 4 releasing exclusively on Xbox and PC, right? Imagine it going free to play on Xbox. A free to play ARPG could on the consoles could completely crush games like Grim Dawn, games like Path of Exile. Gun, fantastic classic series that kind of got lost in the wayside, could be revived. Guitar Hero. People love rhythm games. There's now VR tech. Maybe there's some kind of VR Guitar Hero, a bit like Beat Saber. Maybe they'll come up with something. Maybe they'll revive the franchise. Heroes of the Storm, Hearthstone, again, huge franchises. You've got Overwatch. Is Overwatch 2 going to be only on Xbox? World of Warcraft. Imagine World of Warcraft's been dying and dying and dying. Imagine they just said tomorrow, World of Warcraft is free to play on PC and Xbox. It's a possibility. Is it going to happen? Most likely more than not. But it's an absolute possibility. And it also gives me hope for games such as, say, StarCraft. StarCraft has kind of died off, right? But it was the absolute premier MLG esports. It was the golden standard of production value, competitiveness, everything. And it kind of died off just through other things growing in popularity, lack of funding, developers leaving, all this stuff. They could now make, realistically, a StarCraft 3. That's on the cards. Now, they've kind of shut down the story and all of this. You know, I've played through it, I love the stories, but it's a possibility, and it gives a little bit of hope to those people that are fans of this franchise. It's wild. The deal's expected to close at the end of 2023, they're saying, like, everything sort of terms and conditions, regulatory reviews, all of this stuff, right? There's a crazy also alternate kind of storyline going on here with like Bobby Kotick and Blizzard Activision and all of the people involved in the sexual harassment. They've now kind of bought that company and taken on all of that sexual harassment claims and litigation. And also Bobby Kotick was actually considered to be buying games journalism websites like PC Gamer and Kotaku to change the narrative of how things are perceived. We don't know where this is going. This partnership could be an absolute collision course of hell, or it could be an absolute mammoth game-changing decision. But let's not beat around the bush here. Think about this logically, right? Xbox will absolutely, categorically put as many Activision Blizzard games as it possibly can on Game Pass. That is a fact. There's absolutely no two ways about it. And yeah, it's a big, big day for gaming. So if you're a fan of PlayStation, if you're a fan of these other things and you're not involved on the Game Pass, Xbox kind of PC ecosystem, things might be starting to get rough for you. Things might be starting to get rough. And it's going to be one of those things where it's a massive snowball effect, where if you're not on that ecosystem, like a games developer, and they're saying, all right, we've made this fantastic game, are you going to stick it on Nintendo or PlayStation, or are you going to stick it on the Game Pass PC side of things? It's just going to snowball. So that's why they've got to be careful with that monopoly, but they'll get around it. They always will. You know, I'm forgetting the word, the massive conglomerates, you know, they'll get their way. But this is huge news, and they will absolutely be putting as many games as possible on the Xbox ecosystem. I'm most excited to see if there's any news with StarCraft, because we could do with a new RTS game, but I doubt it. But there's huge speculation here. You know, they're adding Raven Software, Sledgehammer Games, all those games, tons and tons of games. So it will be very interesting to see what what happens in the future. So if you enjoyed this, leave a like, leave a comment, subscribe.